Hey YouTubers, putting the valves in the engine right now, and it doesn't look like my little camera job's gonna hold up that much longer, so you better get some more gold tape out. But I got the one valve in, and like I said, I don't have my good valve spring compressor. So I believe I got the exhaust valve in. So what I'm going to do is there's my valve spring compressor and my valve spring and the keeper. Now you want to make sure on these that this little ridge goes into the valve spring, and then when you actually put your valve through, there's a little hole in it. You take this little pin here, put it through the hole. So when it goes to sit down, this will fit in there. Now on the newer ones, the washer here actually is the retainer itself too. There'll be a hole on one side, a divot in the other, kind of goes down. And what you do is you put it in, you pull it out, well, put it in, pull it out, and it actually locks it in. But this is an older Briggs and Stratton, so it actually works like that. Now the best way to compress, like I have another one besides this one that has this on the bottom and a flat piece on top, and it's like a C-clamp, and it's a lot better to use than this. When you're using this type, what I like to do on, well, at least on this one, is take the retainer and already put it in, and then you want to compress the spring. So I'll get it set up here for you guys. Get it all ready, and it actually took me quite a while to get it in. The last one, and now hopefully this one's gonna move a lot better because I only have one hand. So we're gonna stuff takes time. With my stipulations right now, I got nothing but time. But I don't want to waste all your guys' time over this engine. And what you want to do too is you want to make sure that, I'll show you here right now. You want to make sure that you got these side screws right there. There's the valve spring. You want to make sure that they're fairly snug, or the spring's just going to pop out. And so there it is. Tightening it down. And there. This is the end with the washer. This is the other end. Now we're going to stick our valve. Actually, sorry, this is the exhaust. This is the intake valve, yeah. Now I'm going to stick this in here. Try to get it through that hole. Turn it over here a little bit. It's not like you guys can really see. I'm going to turn the valve. I'm going to take my needle nose. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push up on that. You can see the hole there. I'll put this pin. Sorry for blocking the camera there. And wants to play silly bugger. There. Yeah, that pin's in. You can see, I guess, a little bit of the pin. Push it in there a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let the pressure off. And pull it out. Now see the pin's still sticking in there a little bit, as you can see. Barely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a screwdriver in there. Go a little... There. And that's that. Now what I'm going to do is I got my valve cover right here. And my valve cover gasket. The easiest way to do this is just slide the gasket over the cover. And then now here's something I want to show you. On here you can see I got a little mark right there, another little mark right there. See if you can get a better shot of that. There's two little marks on it. See, now this valve cover gasket, there's a little mark there, a little mark there. You want to make sure those line up. You're gonna have a little bit of a problem. I'm gonna put this in that. Want to make sure your surface is clean. I normally just take a little tiny blade and I'll just go across it. And just make sure everything's okay. I already cleaned this up before. You just want to make sure. So now, I'll put this on. Now there's a certain way you can put this on. And you can tell it doesn't go on that way. But it will go on this way. Fairly good for that. Now, you want these are the bolts that are in it. They're not always flathead. They're normally a little octagon or whatever the hell shape that is. I'm just going to tighten that up. Snug it up and put this one on. Tighten it up. So there, now we got our valve cover on, we got our flywheel on, we got our piece for the pull start. Now if you can see, this one has a lot of play in it. I'll show you here. See, when I pull it back, see, it should grab like that. But sometimes it has some play in it. So, we have spark. I'm going to pull it apart anyway so I can paint it up. These little bearings will go inside. I had some extra ones, so I'm going to put them in here. So then, when I pull back, I'll get an instant stop, like that. So now, what we'll do, so I already got the magneto tightened down. I have it spaced out, 13 thousandths of an inch. I normally just do it by hand anyway. As long as there's a fine line in between the flywheel and the magneto, you'll have spark. If everything's working okay. Here's my head gasket. It's a little worse for the wear, but see if what it can do with this on, and I'll try to find another head gasket from somewhere. See if I can get them new or not. And there's my head. So what I'm gonna do is I'll put the gasket on the head here. Evenly. There we go. Start tightening those up. Now when I normally take engines apart to rebuild or for whatever reason, I bring this up a little bit if I can. No, it's not gonna do it. What I normally like to do is take a tap and die and rethread the holes, because it gets all the crud out of there and you can actually do this finger tight. Now I plan on taking this engine back apart after. I just want to see actually right now if I'm getting spark or not. I want to take it apart and paint it up, make it look nice, make it usable. I want to see, since I cleaned up the points, I want to see if any more oil's leaking in there. Because if it is, well then we're going to have to go a little bit deeper, pull the crank out, and try to get new crank bearings for it. Now a lot of you are probably wondering, why am I rebuilding this old engine? Go out to TS&C or Princess Auto and buy one of those ones for a couple $100. Yeah, that's a true say, but you know, I find out with these engines, with the points and all that, they're one hell of an engine. I got a John Deere push mower with a Briggs and Stratton engine in from the 70s. That thing still runs like $1,000,000. And most of these engines get thrown out because the points on them get bad. And they figure, oh well, the engine's no good anymore, so they throw it out. When I was younger, I used to go to the dump with my grandpa, find old push mowers laying around. And my grandpa was good friends with the supervisor at the dump, so he used to let me take the push mowers away as long as I gave him some profit out of the money that I made out of them. And I would pull them apart and clean the points, even go put a new set of points in, and have the thing running and cutting grass. Just paint up the mower deck on it, you know, paint the engine black again, just make it look decent. Make sure that everything working good, good wheels on it. And sell the things for about $60, $100. I only had to give him 20, so it's $40 or $80 or $20 under what I made. And you know, it's not that bad in my eyes. So there. So what I'm gonna do, I got them snugged up. I'm gonna put this valve cover on. Okay, make sure the stuff's cleared up here. I'm gonna put this valve cover on. Now you want to make sure that there's a little mark on top of the shroud for your spark plug wire. You do not want to pinch your wire, or you're going to get into that problem with grounding out the engine and it just ain't going to run. I'm just going to finger tighten these because I'm pretty anxious to see if this engine's going to have a spark or not. I do have a spark tester. Let's see right here. That on. I don't know how this is going to work, so I've never ran into this problem before. No, I'm not going to use that. Until by taking the plug out. I would be using my ratchets right now, but Willman, as you've seen in my previous videos, he needed them, so I let him use them. Now we're going to see this engine has a spark. Let's see if we can see that right there. It's kind of hard to... Oh, I saw a little bit there. We got spark. See if I can get it in there a little closer for you guys. You guys can see that plug. It's hard to see, but we do have spark. See if I can move you in there a little closer. Let's see if I can just... There she is, hanging over the edge. I'm getting spark like mad, so that's good. The engine has spark. And I got the carburetor with it, so we'll probably run. See if I can find a better way for you guys to see this. There, you guys saw it on that one. So we actually do have spark in the engine, which is good. I'll get the carburetor all cleaned up there for you guys. I'll get it put on, get some fresh gas put into it, and get the head bolts tightened down, the shroud bolts tightened down, and we'll see if it runs. And if it runs, we'll pull it all back apart again, and I'm going to paint it up nice gold there, and maybe make some couple bucks off it, or we'll find a purpose around the house for it. Well, outside, not in the house. My mom will probably kill me. So you guys have a good day, and I'll get back to you soon.